I don't know how to start this.
It would be cool to have a title for the whole thing and like starting that. Hi everyone, this is the work sample, or what was the
This
name?
is the work sample.
What was the name of the project? I even forgot.
I think
this is work title.
We did not
Elena and
have a work
János.
title for it.
All Lights On, a podcast about equal parenting by a triathlon mom and a rockstar dad juggling everyday's life.
Welcome.
Hi,
János!
here's Elena.
Hi, here's János.
Welcome to Work Title. Yeah, this is our bi-weekly check-in, and what happened the last 2 weeks is a bit more extraordinary, I think, than in our regular life.
So yeah, the thing is that we are usually having a busy schedule, but these last 2 weeks are really busy in every manner.
Yeah, so maybe you just have to explain it a bit more in detail, because I think nobody understands this.
Okay, I will try to keep it in a nutshell, but please be my control, like what is the necessary and bare minimum information is enough to understand the topic. About 2 weeks ago, I had a surgery which was planned, and the intention was to have a preventive action, so to say, because there was a cold spot found in my thyroid gland, and to prevent that it goes malignant or it changes to a direction what we do not want. My doctor advised me to remove the whole organ from my body, and this is the surgery which was done about 2 weeks ago, and actually it went according to the planning. So like the doctors did a great job, and also, I mean, for me the hospital experience was also very good. However, it was not easy. Is that enough introduction?
Yeah, but maybe we have to start it a bit earlier, not with the surgery. The emotional part started already the Friday before the surgery, because we went to the hairdresser as a family, and maybe somebody might laugh about it, but it was a very important part, since János, who sits now opposite of me, looks completely different than the 8 years I know him, or I knew him before. He has now not a full beard anymore. He's only there with a mustache. And this happened already the Friday before, and we planned it actually to we planned it this way to not shock our daughter with the cut beard, but I think maybe it was also more for me, since I've never seen János before without a full beard. Yeah.
It was a fun exercise for me, to be honest. I mean, like last time I shaved, it was 8 years ago, and I had the Hulk Hogan mustache, and
Okay, but this was anyways forbidden for this time.
I know, but I loved it so much that sometimes I was playing with the idea that, okay, I should have a mustache or something. So on one hand, I was looking forward to it. On the other hand, it was also kind of a checkpoint getting ready for the surgery, so it wasn't so pleasant. But this way that you two were sitting in front of me, this was really pleasant. And also the barber shop I go, it's a very nice environment as well. So at the end, it was fun. And Minnie at the end was bored.
Yeah. And your wife was a bit shocked. Yeah, but this only as a side note. So then it was your surgery, and how did it go?
The surgery went well. So on one hand, I think it's fun to get an anesthesia.
Fun.
I mean, it's like hard drugs, right? So it's like...
Just without the fun part in my eyes.
Yeah, but it's a few seconds of euphoria as well. But okay, then you pass
Do you
out.
remember that? So these few seconds of euphoria?
Yeah, when they were talking above me in the surgery room, that was funny what they were talking, and also like I was like managed like a piece of meat in the butchery. I can also remember because they were like rolling me into a bed sheet, and then, you know, I was like bumping from left to right because they were lifting me. I was really like a piece of meat.
We didn't talk about that before. Okay.
But yeah, there were not funny parts. Like even the check-in when they were playing in my vein with the needle. Can you remember I told you the intern was like taking a blood sample?
Yes.
And that was not fun because like first the doctor put the standards actually too low because like I showed my arms and then he was like, haha, this way you do not need even the bend, you will easily find the vein. And then the intern, or not an intern, how are they called? Practicants.
I don't know the English expression. It's Assistenzarzt, I guess.
Whatever. And then he was like, okay, I have to do it then, right? Because this is an easy task. And then he got embarrassed, I believe. And also started to get nervous. And he didn't hit it. And then without pulling out the needle, they started together to put it in the right spot. So that was not fun. But the cool thing was that my mom had a surgery 2 weeks before, and I compared the standards of social insurance and like hospital practices in Hungary and in Austria, and it's a completely different level. So I was so good taken care that it went really well.
Yeah, and you also recovered quite fast.
This is also a surprise that the physical recovery, the physical stage, went to a very bearable or useful status in a few days. I spent 2 days in the hospital.
Yeah.
And already when I was given home, I was able basically to take care of myself. Of course, with restrictions of movements and with a very low energy.
Yes, but I was very surprised. So what I expected was that you're much more impacted in your physical state by the surgery, and also that you need more rest and care when you come home. But this was actually not the case, so this was lucky. And so in our situation now where we do not really have direct support close by, this was very good. I mean, the 2 days of hospital were then fine, because one day I immediately visited you in the afternoon.
Can you remember that throw up?
Yes.
Want to tell it?
I mean, I'm okay to tell it, but I thought you die, maybe standing. I don't know, but yeah, maybe. Do you want to tell the story in more detail?
Yeah, sure. So I think it was the first time I really sat up for a while, and then I think I drank. I started to get sober out of the anesthesia, and that was the point. And I drank some water, and as I sat up, I believe my circulation started, and from all of a sudden, I felt like nauseous and dizzy, and I felt like I need to throw up, and then I like got panicked because they told me to hold my head all the time because the muscles are moved from my neck, and this way I won't be able to hold my head. Later on, it turned out that like forward I can hold it, backwards I need support, so I could have actually hold it.
But the thing is that, sorry to, but it was so funny because you told I have to throw up, and this what is it, caretaker, he was then running out of the room, and you were still connected to these devices, and then he was like, yeah, just unplug it and I will pick up somebody, and then he ran out of the room. I was there, you were like a zombie walking towards the bathroom.
pulling the machinery.
Yeah, and then I unplugged it, and then I went with you, and you always said, hold my hand, and we were standing there in front of the sink, and you were throwing up, and I held your hand. I mean, I don't know if this is a good story. I understand the guy. I chatted with him, and he started a few days before, so he really didn't know what to do. Yeah, he was really, it was okay, but he was really throwing his nerves away and ran out, and he picked up somebody and who could help, but in the meantime you were going to the bathroom. We were standing there. You say, hold my head, and you made really weird sounds.
But to be honest, it was very good that you were there.
It's just, yeah, okay, but the first day, and then you could recover. And the second day, our daughter was with me there, and I'm really a fan of showing her everything. I know that this is maybe not so pleasant seeing you in not the best condition, but you were walking around. You were already quite fine, so...
I had the sexy tights.
No, this was the first day.
Or did I get rid of it the second?
Yes, don't you remember?
No.
This was only the first day. I remember.
Yeah, the second day was it. I don't know what did I wear. Maybe it's not even important. But it was so cool to see you two coming in. And it was so surprising how much not even 2.5 years old can understand.
Yeah.
Because she understood that puppy has awe, and then to take care of the plasters and be careful. She was a bit impatient, but that was only of hunger, I believe.
Yeah.
Because then snacking was fine, and my bed was full of food pieces, which is also fine. I'm used to it. But it was very nice to see you. And the third day, you could pick me up. Yeah. Everything according to the planning.
Yes, everything according to the planning. And then at home, you were quite fine already. So it did not take long, and you could go back to an okay life, I would say. I mean, still without working, but
actually what I missed, I missed how you cook, although there was a quite decent kitchen in the hospital, which I was also surprised. But since I got this Weichessessen, the soft food, I was so much craving for something to chew, and I was checking on my phone the pictures from the beer festivals. You know, this
this is a very clever move.
Oven baked, or what is the word for that, roasted pork knuckle with a mass of beer. And these pictures I have on my phone, and I was watching that, and I was craving for it.
Yeah, good, but you got quite soon back. But it makes now the impression like I would cook every day for you. But this is absolutely not the case.
Pork knuckle every day and beer. This is what my wife prepares for me.
Sure, every day I put it on the table. Everything went well. You recovered
also
further?
At home, I could spend the days very good. I mean, I took over the household. I made a schedule for myself, so be useful around the household. Also make something, for myself as a recovery. I was low on energy, so I had to take naps. And this way a day was flying so fast. That's unbelievable. But then the cold shower came. Because then, when was it? Last week?
Last week Wednesday, yeah.
Last week Wednesday, I had to go back for a checkup. But actually, it wasn't a checkup. I didn't get the pathological results from the removed organ until, and it also turned out why. So this tissue was tested from multiple aspects, and it turned out that it was already malignant. So basically I had cancer. I mean, I still cannot say I do not have it, but I had cancer. The main part is out now by this surgery, but I need further treatment, which is radio iodine treatment, which is also quite time consuming. And also they need to test me for further metastasis. And actually the surgeon told me this rather direct than going around the topic. However, it was not fast to process. I mean, we knew that it can happen.
Yeah, but I was also very hopeful, or I was convinced that it's not the case somehow. So it surprised me.
It also surprised me because I expected that this can be visible from the blood results.
Yeah.
As there are markers. But I mean, most probably it was such in an initial stage that the blood markers didn't show it. And this is why only the pathology test was the clear answer.
Yeah, I also think that I just did not inform myself enough. So what can be shown by the blood and what not. But when I got the information, I was at work and you sent a voice message from the bus, since you went by bus to the hospital. And I was, still a bit shocked, but I knew that I would go immediately home and to take care of you also mentally, because this was very important for me.
Actually, I think the bus ride was the hardest. There, like, everything came to my mind. I mean, I thought that I prepared for this outcome as well, but actually not. Then, like, from the thoughts of that, maybe genetically I gave this to my daughter, then my wife could have chosen in a luckier manner, like another man who could be longer healthy. I mean, we just got married a few years ago, and then there you go, like such an illness. And just, I don't know, like all the financial aspects that comes to your mind, like how the housing, how the credits are going to be paid back in case this goes worse. Like everything goes through at the same time. And I had 15 minutes of ups and downs on the bus, and it is scary.
It is. It definitely is.
And I was just like upset that, like our relationship and I was a rock and roll star before. So like, I don't know, what is it? Like live hard and die young, or what is it? I forgot.
Yeah, I forgot there's
whatever it is. But I expected a short lifetime for myself, like a average Hungarian, and then this way I should just enjoy life as much as I can every day. And then meeting Elena and her family, then I saw that actually you can combine it, enjoying life and live a long life as well. It's still possible, and then I believed it, and I'm prepared for that. And then when you decide to go that direction, then you get the middle finger from life.
Yeah, when you look a bit more from the outside on it, I mean, you still smoked for some years and you still drank quite much beer for some years. So, this does not change only because this does change when you decide for it, but the impact on your body does not change just because you decide to do it different from today to tomorrow. But this is not what I thought. It was, for me, I did not evaluate what led to this situation. For me, it was just important what is now, and how we can go the next steps, which was then, I think, for both of us surprising, because our usual roles are the other way around.
Exactly. So this is the right mindset. So, and actually, this is what I should also represent. What is the next step, and then what can be the outcome of that, and then we can decide on the further step. Because you can just take decisions stepwise, and actually, the best decisions are just to follow the advices of the doctors. But I don't know. In this situation, I could just it also brought me back to the thinking that I'm going to be a father. We're going to start a family. And then I always had this calculation that we are kind of old starting it. And I imagine myself, I don't know, in my 60s when my daughter is going to be around her 20s. And then the risk is that maybe I'm not even living until then. It's shocking. But this is not what you should think about. So, go for the next step, get the treatment at the right point, and then, actually, I loved how my doctor put it into a frame that, if everything goes to the planning and how treatable this type of cancer is, then I have a very good chance that one day I will just find myself on my 90th birthday, and then there will be a dizzy memory that this also happened at one point. And I hope that this is going to be the outcome. But currently it's just here we are, I'm still in sick leave, and then we have to solve now the upcoming 1 or 2 weeks until I go back to the hospital for a while.
Yeah, I think your doctor helped you as well 2 days later to process it a bit easier, to put everything into perspective. I think the surgeon is very direct, and she was really, I was not there, but how you tell it, she was very much on the point immediately and no words around it. And this was, in the first moment, maybe the right thing, but you needed also somebody to talk to about putting it into perspective, in general, not only about the facts, but also with your current condition around that. Somebody who knows you and who can evaluate this better. And this is then your doctor who you went then next, yeah. So in the end, this is a cancer that can be cured and that has very high chances, and we are very lucky that it was caught so early. So that was really good, and so I'm very positive that we just have to go the next steps and that it's fine.
And actually, it was really fine out at a right time, and where we also got to thinking it further. Actually, it's so lucky that you pushed that we have a family insurance, and then we started to get private doctors and having real medical support, not only by chance help by the basic social insurance, that these combination of doctors just helped simply and spotted it, and the right strategy was given at the right time.
Yeah. And so now we are here. What is the current situation?
The current situation is that in 2 weeks I'm going to go to radiotherapy, which is going to go with from 5 to 7 days of hospitalization, and with a quite good chance that it's going to be a one-time event. So it's going to remove or destroy all the thyroid cells in my body, and then there's no any chance that the cancer is coming back. And at some point I'm still waiting for an appointment. I'm going to go for an MR test to check my lymphoid system, where the cancer can have a metastasis. Otherwise, it's quite isolated. And then if there is a bad outcome, so there are lymph nodes found which are candidates for cancer, then maybe I need a second surgery. This can come, but we hope not. And if not, then by beginning of May, I will be normal again.
Normal is maybe the wrong word.
What is it like? I can live the life quality where I was before.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. However, I still need to go for control tests. And actually, like, I could be called healthy in 5 years.
Yeah, this is the typical range, I think, for cancer.
And also my other doctor actually told me that it would make sense that I'm sent to an internist. And also, just for the sake of checking, the other organs are also checked.
Yeah, but this is also for the short term now. We are again in the situation that you are hospitalized.
You're alone.
Meaning I would be alone with Minnie. However, this time, since a few weeks, we are fighting the situation. As you already mentioned, your mom had also surgery. You were taking care of her.
I was away for a week.
You were away for a week, and then you were in the hospital, and not to your full fitness, I would say. My energy at the moment is also very low. And for me, of course, also the mental situation and processing all of this costs energy. Although now I'm very happy to have a houseman at home. This makes life a bit easier, but the energy is still drained. And so we decided, or basically I decided that that our daughter will have some grandparents' time when you're in the hospital.
Which is completely meaningful. And also afterwards I will be radioactive, so it's better not to have her around. It was very funny because I was told today that like when I will get home after this radio treatment, that I can meet my daughter. Well, I should keep a 2 meters of distance of her.
I would like to see that, because this is not possible, since she's so much in love with her dad that this is just not possible, and she would chase you all the time. So a good cardio training, I would say.
And I hate running as much as you love it.
Yes. So, yeah. So I decided that she will have some grandparents' time, first alone, and then I will join her as soon as you come back, so that we are all a bit separated, which makes it even harder to process. But in the end, we do everything to get through this situation in the optimal way.
What is amazing to me, actually, and I'm still thinking, that you just mentioned that how we process and how we think about issues is always the opposite. So how are you so stable on this topic? It's like only thinking about the next step instead of thinking the issue globally.
What I'm usually struggling with is the options I have to decide, or the options I have to which way I want to go for a certain situation. When I design my life, I'm always thinking, okay, I can do A, B, C, D, E. And then I have a really hard time to decide. And then I also struggle because I want to find out what is the best, what do I really want? And yeah, what is the scenario that brings the most for us? And in this way, there is only one way. I mean, there's a fact, and there's one way to go. Maybe there would be a second one, but the second one would be not to do the treatment, and this is just not the case. And for me, also, this type of cancer is curable, so we just do everything to cure it.
Last weekend we were at your grandma. She's 84 now.
86, 85. She turns 86.
85. Okay. And we were just like chatting what was ongoing, and she was also mentioning that she had the same thing. I mean, she didn't say that it was a cancer, but she had to remove the thyroid gland.
Yeah, she did not have the the isotope treatment.
I mean, you never know where were the diagnostics at that time.
Yes, yeah.
But at the end, like when you chat with people, it's so common.
Yeah, that's surprisingly common, yeah.
Actually, there's not much decision making here.
Yeah, that's why what shall we change when there's nothing to change?
Since we trust the doctors and trust human medicine, the best you can do, you follow the advices. Because the other thing is, like, I mean, in my family, there is the case when, like, cancer was not caught on time, and even decision was taken to not to take the treatment on time, and then we saw where did it go. Even I lost my uncle. My other auntie is now treated, and it's super difficult to treat it now. I'm better to act on time and just follow. Maybe this makes it somehow comfortable because the decisions are not in our hands.
It's not really comfortable or something. It's just, I don't panic about it because we just follow the facts.
You know, for me, I think this is the difference. For me, it's against my will, and this is so hard to process. And actually, like with other topics for you, I think this is also the same. It's like not according to your planning or your will, and that's the hardest to accept.
Yeah, but maybe also because it's not me, you know. I mean, I do not have these struggles. I do not have the feeling, what could I have done differently, or what can we do to push it or to force it, sounding selfish or something like that. But it's not your fault that we are at this situation. I don't think that you decided at one day that you want to live now long and now you have the bill for it, that you did not treat your body well in the past. I just think that it's just happened. It's fact, and it's the way we go now with this. And if it would be myself, I could think through all these, what did I do wrong? How can I push it? How can I do this? How can I do that? But I can't because it's not me, you know? So all these what ifs are not in my hands, and they were in the past, so it's anyway not in our hands.
Out of the circle of influence.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
And when something is against my will, then I have a slight feeling that I could change something about it. This is the point I get impatient, because then I want to push it through this small gap that I have to influence it. But if I don't have it in my hands, or if there's nothing that I can change about something, yeah, I can accept it.
I see. I do not want to challenge you, and it's not really your challenge, but I'm comparing it to the Kita illnesses. So whatever is coming from the nursery school, because I mean, before you get to be a parent, then you get some input from your network that, like, you will get sick. Of course, you will get sick, but you don't expect that you are going to be in hell for months and years because it doesn't stop, or when it stops, it stops for 1 or 2 weeks, and then the new thing is coming. And like for me, it took I don't know how many waves of getting sick from Kita until I accepted it that this is normal.
Yeah, but this is something I cannot accept.
But this is the same?
No, it's not, because I think I can do something to change to improve my immune system.
It's not the immune. This is the thing. So, like, what is coming from the keto is something our immune didn't meet for years or decades. Of course, it's completely naive for that.
I always think I can improve my immune system, and we could do something, and then there I can blame myself because I do not eat healthy enough. I do not drink enough. I do not always keep everything, every factor constantly good or in a good range as I should. And then I'm annoyed, and then I'm annoyed that I cannot do my training, and then I have things to debate with myself.
So to be honest, you are right, because like getting a flu or getting, I don't know, whatever, the stomach flu or whatever, you can just influence with immune, hygiene, good practices, whatever. So you can influence it better than cancer.
Yeah, exactly.
I get it.
And for me, I believe in science, of course. I mean, this is
why?
Where is this coming from? And so I know that you have a certain chance for certain diseases like cancer, and you can influence it in a good and a bad way, but there's still the chance to have it. And you can do everything to live good and healthy and still get it, but then you did everything. But you also can live an unhealthy life, and then the percentage is higher, the probability is higher. But still, I mean, when it's there, it's there.
Very well said.
But also for these small illnesses, I think we can avoid it a bit better, but we cannot completely get rid of it until the little one is not immune against everything.
I fully let it go, I tell you. So like now I'm at the stage that even if she has a runny nose or sneezing or whatever, I eat her leftovers with the same spoon she ate, because I will anyway get it. I try to like keep a distance, like to get it as late as possible, or not to get it, because the other challenges to get a disease at the same time. Like think about stomach flu with 2-3 hours of delay between you and me.
This was horrible.
And you have to take care of Minnie. But and this is what I tried always with other diseases, that we get it with a shift, that at least one can take care of the other two. And like I try to do these strategies, but the other learning is when you get it as the third one, you will suffer the most.
So you try to be the first.
No, I just let it go.
I just eat with her spoon because I am the first one.
It will come anyways. This is what I learned. Like, you cannot avoid in one household.
Yeah, so I think this is the story of our last 2 weeks. This is quite extraordinary. It's not our regular life, but we also try to adapt this. And we will continue.
Can I say one more highlight from today?
Yes.
I mean, worst case, we cut it out, but our company is one of the supporters of the department where I'm going to be treated. Like, the logo is there on the wall, and then there's a sentence: "Thank you for the following companies for their support." How cool is that? I mean, not to get sick and be treated, but like that your work and it has an impact really on the patients. Now I became patient. Now on the other side, what I'm working on.
Yeah, it's not so surprising that you meet the logo of our company in the hospital since we are working in pharmaceutical industry. But yeah.
Yeah, but like it could be somewhere else. I mean, when we organize our annual festival, like I asked my company several times if they want to support, and they are just not supporting type of events. And also, like, comparing it to my former company, actually they were supporting multiple sport events or many prevention type activities. You found their logo everywhere, but our current company doesn't really do this, but they are there at the clinic.
That's a good ending of this episode.
We could do a I don't know, regular session, like, I don't know, the worst and the best moments from the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, we can do that. I'm super bad with this. I never remember. Yeah, I don't know if I can ask for we talked about your worst moment, I guess.
Yeah, boss, right. Clearly. Best moment. Ugh. This will sound bad because it should be the family. But when I went back to the specialist and like basically I got a second opinion how the surgery went from a doctor, and she told me that I'm allowed to sing. So like everything is fine with the vocal cords. And that the wounds are like so good, how do you say, sewed together, or that it looks like it was a beauty surgery, like after a few weeks it won't even be visible. And this was just a highlight for me, not because of my beauty, but I really felt like I was in good hands. If you ask me from your worst moment, actually I think now that you were getting back to training and now the next Kita disease is coming and you're so annoyed.
Yeah, but this is not the worst.
What is the worst?
So the worst moment was when you had to throw up in the hospital.
That was funny.
Yeah, afterwards. But in that moment, you sounded like you would die there standing. So I don't know.
I thought I'm going to throw up and my head is going to fall down or fall off.
Yeah, and I was like, it was a bit zombie-like, yeah. But this was the worst moment, I would say. The best moment was seeing our daughter so happy with her grandparents when she discovered the Lego train is moving electrically.
This is super sweet.
All right, that is a good end of this episode.
Now we can eat a protein pudding.
Now we can eat a protein pudding. Correct. Okay, so thank you for listening, whoever made it through, and talk to you in 2 weeks.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.